Hey YouTube, a couple of you guys was asking me about making a machining video. This is a disclaimer before we even get started. I am not a machinist. We got an upcoming project and I started on this and I thought, no, somebody asked about this. So first thing we did was we faced this off. After we face it, we're going to center drill it. And well, let's throw our center drill in there and see how this goes. And if I bump this camera, guys, I'm sorry, but this thing is not a very big lathe. You can see my hand. It's one of the ones from Harbor Freight. And I've seen the horror stories and so on about them, but so far I've had honestly fairly good results with it. I do have a larger one available if we need to use it, but for the little projects that we're working on, this thing does a good job. First thing to do is to change the tool post, because the ones that come from the factory are, in my opinion, they're not even worth putting on it. And the aluminum ones, stay away from those too. You're going to want one that's, fairly high quality. This in here is, so far I've had no issues with it. We'll get our tailstock locked down. We've center drilled this. I've already faced it off, before I even thought about, hey, somebody wanted to watch this video. So we'll scoot our tailstock out of the way. We'll get our drill chuck out of here. We'll put our live center in. And that's another necessary thing that you guys are going to want to get if you do buy one of these. You're going to want a live center. And then we're going to face this surface here. What we're aiming to do on this right now is we're just going to true up this right cut. Let this guy shut off. So we've got a flat face down here on our hub, and we have a flat face here on our flywheel. This one here is probably the worst one that I've ran into. I don't know if they didn't have the mold centered or what, but there's a considerable lip, and it seems like they're made in two parts. So this back side, which will be the side that faces out, is running a whole lot truer than this side, but we can get it all cleaned up and it won't be that big of a deal. And we've got this big mold mark here, so let's get him off and we'll get the face of it. We're running a little bit faster than we need to. I don't like running with an interrupted cut like that, but we'll get it knocked down. And at this point, we haven't measured anything, guys. We're roughing this little guy in. Once we get it closer to being good and true and round, well, then we can start doing what we got to do to make things, right. This might be our final pass. We might get, I'll shut it off, turn it over by hand. We've still got and they've made a mark on here as to where the high side was on this one to the low side on that one. And we're probably, at least 20 thousandths away yet. So. And we've still got a little bit left, so we'll go one more. Oh, we got just a hair left. We'll take that out yet. Well, that's not going to be our final pass, but that's going to be our final roughing pass. We're even and true with our center drill, and our faces are even. So we're good on that. We'll come back and we'll do the other side, and we'll get in here and we'll clean all this up, and we'll make it look like a halfway decent flywheel by the time we're done. Let's get our live center out. We'll get our drill chuck put back in here. We're going to change this over, and we're going to rough drill our bore. We'll end up reaming this out to the size we want, but knowing that we have this face, and this face true, that's going to be what our bore is going to be trued off of. Get our center drill out of here. We'll put our through drill in. Now this is exciting to watch me shove my paws right in your guys' way, right where you wanted to look. But there. Okay. We'll get it a little bit closer. Tighten our tailstock down, and we're going to drill all the way through this time. Not going to be a very exciting thing to watch, but you can see that. I'll slow it down so you can watch. This face is nice and true. Our face here is nice and true. Our face here is true. I don't know if it's showing up. Maybe I can speed it up and you guys can see it. But our casting line here is not true. So that's something we're going to have to address. Let's go ahead and drill clean through this little guy. Okay, well, now that we've got this here drilled clean through, and that's pretty much going to set what our center is going to be. Let's go ahead and get this guy back out and we'll look at it. So here is the untouched side. Here's our side that we just got done machining. So we've got a flat face here, a flat face here. I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but our lip around the outside over here, it's much thicker than over here. But once we're all set up, we'll go ahead and we'll true this face up. So let's look at this side. We've got this side here trued. So we'll get him stuck on this side of the lathe. Get our dial indicator on here. We're going to mount it right onto our headstock. Like I said, guys, I'm not a machinist, so judge me all you want, but I mean, this is what it is. We're not building a space shuttle. Alright, well, once again, this is just roughing cuts. But just by putting our indicator up here, you can see as we turn it over, we're just about 1/1000th out. That's going to be close enough for roughing. We'll get our indicator off of here. We're going to center drill that other side, even though we've already got our through hole in there. We're just going to true it up with our center drill. All right, well, we got our center drill back in here. We have indicated off of what we called our true side. So let's go ahead and turn this on and we'll see how smooth it runs. You guys can see that, but that looks pretty dang good to me. Let's go ahead and just kiss this. There. So by running our indicator on this side, we know that this, and that center drill on this side now is within 1/1000th of being dead nuts on. So this is the part that makes me the most nervous. And I'm sure that there are guys out there that are proper machinists that are telling me this is why it makes you nervous, because you're doing it wrong. We're holding it on by this much material on this side of the chuck. But everything is true. We've got to true up the inside lip of this. Oh, there we went. We just crashed it. Shut it off. And we'll see how far we butchered this little turd. Face looks fairly true. This side, I can see it's running out. Let's see how bad we wrecked it. Yeah, we got a good bite taken out of it. All right, I'll get this guy indicated back in, and hell, we'll get back after it. Give me a minute. Let's readjust our angle on our tool post. I think what happened is we were cutting with our flat over here and not with our tip. Go back and just touch this guy. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if you guys can pick it up or not, but we were cutting with too much of the side of our tool. Go back in here and make our face cut. We'll see how far off of whack we made it. making a hell of a cut here. Let's see if we're able to save this train wreck. I don't think it looks too bad. Let's get our tool cleaned off. We'll make our final cleanup on here. Put a little bit more attitude on this. We've got our nice side done. We can go in here and clean all this up with a needle file. We'll get this guy bored. We're going to indicate it in one more time just to make sure that our bore is good and true. And we'll go ahead and run our ream through there. Finish size. That way we know that everything's true. We'll dress all this up with a file, deburr it, and put a good finish on it. Then we'll go back through here and we'll get our backside cleaned up. Okay guys, so we've got this face cleaned up with some 1000 grit sandpaper, and we've got our ream installed in our tailstock. We filled our hole with cutting oil. We've lubricated our ream, and we're gonna go real slow. So we've got our tailstock locked down. We've lubricated our ream. We've lubricated our hole. We have more cutting oil over here. We're gonna continue to make sure we have plenty on there. We're gonna go real nice and easy. This is gonna be our final bore. Go real easy and slow on this, guys. Pull our ream back out. Lube it up again. And go back in a little bit further. Once again, go ahead and wipe our chips back off. Oil them up, oil the hole. Go back in again. And this is just an aluminum pulley, so that you guys can see this little Harbor Freight lathe. Like I said, it's not the best thing out there, but we're running at a really low speed here. Go ahead and get this guy bored the rest of the way through. prefer to use a ream, especially when it's a small hole. Run it through. We know we're clean through it, so we'll go ahead and take it out. So let's find our stock that we're going to use for an axle. Get this out of our way. That's a really nice fit. I'll go ahead and turn it back on so you guys can see, if I don't hit my head on this again. This face here, our face here, our hub, and our axle. Well, I don't know what you guys think, but we can throw an indicator on there and see. But this is just a very nice fit in here. We do still have to dress our other face over here and drill and tap this for our set screw. So, all right, well, guys, this was a lot longer of a video than I wanted to make it. I'll try to chop as much of this out as I can. So, but yeah, that's, you know, my unorthodox way of making a flywheel. So thanks again, guys. You guys are, like I said, you guys are great. So all right, stick with us, we got more going. See you soon.